What's going on, everyone? So we're doing a quick video today about training frequency. So a lot of you are aware that you probably see a lot in the gym, people training particular body parts on particular days, where when people are training, they think that by having a dedicated just chest day and a dedicated back day, then a dedicated shoulder day, and then a dedicated arm day, and then a dedicated leg day separately, that this yields the better results, but only for a small demographic of people. So what I mean by this is, it's only two demographics of people this training modality tends to yield any significant results. So people who are fresh to training, where they may want to just take their time very much so on the session, so they're not trying to do too many things in one session in one go, especially as they're learning and they're trying to kind of create that engagement with each exercise and make sure that they understand and fully do the exercise form correctly. And then people who tend to be using performance enhancing drugs, PEDs or steroids for the more common users. So the reason why it only yields results for these two demographics is, one, newbie gains. You are going to grow and you are going to develop no matter pretty much what you do. If you're fresh to training, it's just one of those absolute beneficial perks that lasts around about 6 months, where you find that your strength, your size will just synergistically go up as long as you're putting in the effort and putting in the work. This soon drops off after 6 months, as a lot of you will probably know, and some of you are going to find out in the future. But don't be alarmed, I am going to give you a solution to this issue. So the other demographic, which is the PED users or the steroid users, because the chemicals and the drugs that they are using, it enables the body to remain in a higher state of protein synthesis. So normally, after you train a muscle, you have a window between 12 and 36 hours of elevated protein synthesis. After that, it just drops off and it stops having any potential growth potential. It's pretty much fully recovered and healing. So, you're coming to a point now where then there's no more benefit to that muscle until you train it again. So this will decrease the more you train. So after 6 months or a year or so on, this time window becomes less and less and less. So you may start off at 36 hours, and then after 6 months, it drops down to, say, 30 hours. After a couple of years of training, you're lucky if you're kind of hitting 18 hours of elevated protein synthesis. And then, after a good few years of training, you'll be lucky to be scraping by with 12 hours of elevated protein synthesis. That's obviously for much more intense and greater induced level, but for the mass majority of you, you're looking between 12 and 36 hours. So the way we combat this is by training the muscle more often per week. So for example, you'll see training splits like legs push pull. So then it's legs push pull, rest, legs push pull, rest. So ideally you're training the same muscle groups twice in a week. Or for example, that there's some programs out there where it's a full day, full body program each day, spread over 5 days. The only thing to bear in mind with this is that there is a possibility of inducing overtraining or repetitive strain. So what you want to do then is split your training volume much, much lower. So for example, ideally you want to be training each muscle between 10 and 20 sets per week. So if you split that over a legs push pull program, so you're only doing each muscle group twice a week, you want 5 sets minimum each session to a maximum 10 sets each session to hit your 10 to 20 sets per week. So that 5 or 10, you're timesing it by 2 because you're training that muscle group twice a week, and that'll give you the training volume. With a full body split spread over 5 days, then you could get away with training each muscle group 3 sets per day if you're training 5 days full group. So for example, every day on that program, you could do 3 barbell back squats, 3 sets of barbell back squats, sorry. So by the end of the week, you've done 15 sets. It's a lot easier than saying to yourself, right, in 1 day of legs, I'm going to try and squat 15 sets. It is the most disgusting, horrible, pit in your stomach, sick feeling you will ever have, knowing you have to do 10 to 15 sets of squats on your leg day. That's just insane. But by breaking it up and separating those sessions up, it's a lot more manageable and it's a lot easier to get your head around it and get the will to do it, especially at the right intensity. So by training muscle groups, especially if you're natural, this really, really speaks to a lot of people who are beginner and intermediate lifters, especially, where having these legs push pull or upper body and lower body splits, or even a full day split, they really yield much better advantages and much better benefits long term in your longevity, but also to continuously stimulate muscle growth in the manner you want it. Food for thought, guys. So remember, besides what rep ranges and what exercises you should be using in your programming to make sure you're getting the best results, figure out as well what training frequency you're going to also do. By having these 3 pillars in place, you can design a far better program, and that's going to be far more advantageous, and you'll see the results just reap back very quickly. If you're struggling to build or get ideas to build your own plan, please check our website, www.animalperformance.co.uk. We have a selection of multitude of plans there for the average, beginner, and even some advanced lifters that you may find beneficial. Or you can even contact us directly through the website to then organise possibly a free consultation through us, where then we can put your best foot forward and get the results you're looking for. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell to be notified of all future and further videos. And I hope this has been quite educational and informative for you, and I'll catch you in the next one.